Hello again, everybody. Sorry for such a long delay in between episodes, or at least videos in general. I've been busy doing other stuff. I'm going to try and start doing some whatnot stuff. Also, I'm getting some stuff together to improve my ability to do interviews and streaming and all that kind of stuff. So I'm still trying to learn how to do that stuff on a laptop instead of a cell phone, which is much easier but much worse quality. So we have another episode of Card Artist Preview from Instagram. We have, I think, 5 or 6 artists here. The first one is going to be a rather short one. It's just a buddy of mine who hasn't been doing it that long. And then the other ones are been doing it for various periods of time, and some more known than others. But all of them I've spoken to on Instagram. So this is just some of the stuff that I did the other day. So we got to use that as like an intro video. But first up is Kev's Cards. This gentleman is recently retired about 3 years ago. He was a police officer in Western Pennsylvania, the Pittsburgh area. He's been retired for 3 years. He's been back into cards for about a year. He just started doing customs 3 weeks ago, believe it or not. Him and I started talking, and he told me he was getting into it and whatnot. And I want to say for some reason I thought he was doing customs for a little bit longer. And I asked him today, I'm like, oh, by the way, how long have you been doing it? He's like 3 weeks. I'm like, holy crap. So he's only got a couple of cards up on Instagram, but they're really good for only 3 weeks. So I just wanted to give him a shout out and just kind of showcase some of his stuff and, let people see it, just because I think he's doing a great job. And, this video is just about putting people out there. So just wanted to say, give him a follow on Instagram, and his stuff, his limited work so far has been very, very good. So next up is Shivas Cards and Customs. Shivas is a guy that I haven't been talking to too long. I started following him on Instagram. He was following me, and then I started actually following him. He does a lot of work on whatnot as well, both custom sessions and just regular selling stuff. But he's been doing it for a little over a year. He said he's from central or southern Jersey, not too far from Philadelphia, I believe. So he's actually a Giants fan who catches a lot of crap for not being an Eagles fan, which makes me kind of happy, actually. So he said he's enjoyed doing it thus far. He definitely does a pretty decent job. He said that the two big people that kind of inspired him into getting into customs from collecting cards was The Perfect Cereal and LJ's Customs, which, two guys that I obviously look up to as well with their styles, and got a lot of my stuff on how I do stuff from them as well. So as you can see here, he didn't have many pictures, so I just took a couple of videos. Definitely, has a lot of neat stuff, that's for sure. So he definitely give him a follow on Instagram. So he's posting new stuff, maybe not every day, but a lot. I know he's on Whatnot Live probably 3 times a week or more with singles. He also does a live, he'll do a custom session where you can vote on what he makes, and he'll make it live, which is kind of neat because there's not too much of that on Whatnot. I don't know if that stuff sells or not, but definitely a neat concept. I've done it on both Instagram and YouTube, and the same people who are interested in watching these videos are the same people that are interested in doing a live session. So it's a dedicated bunch, but it is not a large bunch. But so give Shivas Customs a follow on Instagram and Whatnot if that's your flavor as well. If you want to buy anything, card related from him. All right, next up we have a gentleman. I hope I pronounced this correctly. La Jota, custom card creator. Today was actually the first day that I spoke to him. We've been following each other for a little bit on Instagram, not that long. I got a good opportunity to look at a bunch of his work today. It's actually kind of neat. He's from Madrid, Spain, which that was kind of neat to find out. He's only been doing customs for a little bit under a year, he said. He said he does have a background in urban art, and he absolutely loves baseball. He said he definitely would like to come to the U.S. He has never been before, and he absolutely wants to go to Cooperstown. He didn't tell me who his favorite team was. I want to say it's probably the Padres, just because he's done a lot of cards for them, more than even what I'm showing. But he made it abundantly clear he absolutely loves baseball as his favorite sport. I don't know if he collects cards in general. I assume that he does, but he also seems to have a background in art. So he may have kind of just fell into this. I'll have to ask him some more. So if he speaks fluent English or English well enough, I definitely would not mind interviewing him one-on-one at some point. Definitely would like to appeal to some more of the international artists. I think that's kind of a neat thing. So go ahead and follow him on Instagram. So he definitely has some neat stuff. He posts every once in a while. His videos are pretty funny, as you can tell. He does a decent job adding some little extras, much like myself, so I can totally respect that. But all right, well, that's Lahota. Give him a follow. He does mostly drawing and stuff like that. No real patches or shadow box cards, but awesome themes. Does a great job with them. So. All right. Next up, we have Smith Graphics. I think on Instagram it'll come up as CJ Smith Graphics. He has a different logo up right now. So he's got a little bit deeper of a background than a lot of the other people that I've spoken to. He's been doing custom cards since the beginning of COVID. However, he has a degree in graphic designing, and he also he got started doing custom cards for, like, I guess some of the local sports teams. He's from, like, he said he's from the southern Jersey Shore, so I don't know if that's like the Atlantic City area or if he's considering like Seaside Heights more southern Jersey, but either way, that's where he said he's from. And he said he got started doing some stuff for some local sports teams, and it kind of grew into doing some of the stuff that you see here. So it definitely has some very good videos and some phenomenal work. So he said he does have a part-time job as doing sports photography that he turns into this stuff as well, just for his own fun. And that his full-time job is that he's an electrician. So I guess he works for some sort of concert venue or convention hall. But so he does a combination of, like, drawing and cutting, and I gotta believe that he does a fair amount of digital art as well. Looking at his account, but definitely has some very nice looking cards, some great themed cards. So I like his logo on the front. I think it's kind of neat how he did it, like the Rated Rookie. But really nice guy to talk to. Very good looking cards. So be sure to give him a follow on Instagram. So he posted one, I want to say within the last couple of days, that really struck my eye, which made me want to reach out to him about this, and that would be one that's coming up. It's not about who the player is. It just thought that the card looked very, very good, as well as this Wemby. But the Wemby I came up on looking at his account. So this one definitely looked pretty neat. I thought that was pretty cool. So he did a very good job with this one. So, all right, yeah, give Smith Graphics a follow on Instagram. Definitely worth at least watching his videos. So, all right. Next up, we have Shiny Sports Cards. He's from California. He's an occupational therapist, does home health care and stuff. We were talking today. He's been into cards since about 2019, just before COVID, and he said he got into doing customs like a year or so later. Full disclosure, I'm not a huge fan of, like, the digital art compared to, like, the cutting kind of art, but this stuff is it's pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie. Even when some of the videos clear up, he did a good job editing them, but some of them clear up, it's like, holy shit, that's not filters, that's real. So this is some very impressive stuff. He does a lot of Pokemon mashup with sports, but it doesn't matter. His designing is incredibly impressive, I think, anyway. So, but give him a follow on Instagram. Definitely a big fan of what he has done. I did not realize as I got lower into his Instagram account some of the stuff he's done, but it is all pretty work. That is to say the least. Whether I like digital art or not, like this Vince Carter is absolutely amazing. All right. Last but not least, we have Hoff, or Hall of Fame's Customs. He told me that his Hoff is actually not just for Hall of Fame. It also has to do with his last name as well, which I thought was kind of neat. But he has he has quite a unique backstory, and unfortunately for me, he's another one of these goddamn digital artists, but I don't know that everything he does is digital with these. They are absolutely wild. Definitely real art, that's for sure, whatever the hell he's doing. But he's been doing customs since 2018, so before most, actually, not all, but before most. He's from Indiana, and he got started by doing I guess like Zion cards back when he played on Duke. He said he got into doing custom cards, and it kind of just took off ever since. So full time, he's a teacher out in Indiana. He played college football at Ball State, and he was an NFL player for a short period of time. He played for the St. Louis Rams. He said he got for like a summer, so I don't know if he made it to the regular season, but it's awesome all the same, and a hell of a lot more than most of us will ever make when it comes to pro sports, but that's not what we're here for. His card art, though, is absolutely professional level. I mean, some of the stuff and some of the mashups he does with these cards are very impressive, to say the least. So his videos are definitely worth listening to, let alone watching on Instagram. I got caught up listening to a lot of them. He also does the library card backing on either some or most of them. I think that's kind of a neat thing, given he's a teacher. But I think he said he like strips the cards and does something else with them, and you can see some of the finish. He explains more in some of his videos. I don't think I'm doing it justice, but definitely a unique style. I don't know anybody else that does this. There could be others. I just don't know of any. As I've been doing these episodes, I've been trying to get to know more and more people, and kind of like just put it out there for whoever the hell will watch. So I think that's it's been a pretty cool journey, and definitely finding out different styles of card art, and getting to know other people. So, but give Hall of Fame's Customs a follow on Instagram. His cards are absolutely magnificent, as you can see here. But all right, well, I think that's about it for this episode. I'm gonna try and get my shit squared away so that way I can do some one-on-one interviews. By the way, thank you for Blender of Zombie for being my first interview. I really appreciate it. I thoroughly enjoyed talking to him. I'm hoping to get a setup squared away and get myself more technologically competent to be able to do that more regularly. As I've said in previous videos, I would prefer to do one-on-one interviews showcasing these artists and their work and asking them questions to get to know them, to get to know, you know, their art styles, how they got there, who they like, what they don't like, that kind of stuff. But so, all right, well, we'll see you next time. And if you guys have any suggestions on, you know, who to put in these videos, or, you know, anything like that, feel free to comment below. So thank you to all the artists that gave me their permission for this stuff, and see you next time. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.